going on, everybody? C4 here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're continuing our 32-team 7-round mock draft series with the second to last episode. And we do need to kind of, pair this one with the Houston Texans mock draft because of that late trade with Brandin Cooks. Basically, my mock draft was done before that trade was made, so obviously you're going to have less picks here than what they currently have for the Rams, but I wasn't going to redo my entire mock draft just for two final teams. So for that being said, just bear with me for the mock draft. It's not going to be 100% accurate, but the prospects, for the most part, still are the guys that I think should be the premier targets for the LA Rams, as we are here for the mock draft of the Rams. But before we get into that 7-round mock draft, we are going to go through with the power of Madden 20 and look at their depth chart, look at their roster, try to find out where their holes are, and to get a good identity of where we really should go and try to strengthen here for the Rams. Now, I will say, obviously, don't have them going wide receiver when they probably should. Now, with no more Brandin Cooks, look to bring in a wide receiver, at least be more of a priority. Reynolds could take a big step up there and be an outside guy, but I'm thinking, you probably, I don't even know where it is. Rams. I have them not taking a wide receiver. So I would say right now, preview, because I already recorded all the audio for the mock drafts. In the 4th round, I had them taking a guard. Probably could look at a wide receiver there, or in late day 3, somewhere in that territory. But either way, we'll make the most of it here. Looking at their team with no more Brandin Cooks, they're still good at wide receiver. You have Goff, hopefully, plays better. No more Todd Gurley at running back. You're definitely going to have to hope that Darrell Henderson can take a big step next season, as he was one of their higher round picks last year. But you probably could still bring in another running back for sure. Flipping to the offensive line, yes, anywhere on the O-line. Maybe Bobby Evans can be the successor Whitworth, so you're okay at tackle, but the interior is not sexy. So if there is a good value there at guard or center, I probably would pull the trigger. Good at tight end. Higbee really emerged late last season. Everett is solid, so they're definitely healthy at the tight end spot. So look at the offense. I would say wide receiver, running back, and interior offensive line would be where I want to go. And again, did the mock draft before the Cooks trade. Would have them throwing. I don't have them getting a wide receiver, but they should. Flipping to the defense, front 3, solid. Michael Brockers is back after failing his physical with Baltimore. You got A'Shawn Robinson coming up from the Lions to be your nose tackle. Aaron Donald, that's really good. The rest of the front 7, you got Ebukam and Leonard Floyd on the outside. Especially can, change of scenery might do well for Leonard Floyd. He's been solid, but never really lived up to that first-round billing yet, but, could be okay. Definitely want to beef up the inside here. No more Corey Littleton. So I think that, bringing in a middle linebacker should be one of their top priorities. Their safeties are on point, John Johnson and Taylor Rapp. Their secondary, you have Jalen Ramsey. You get a couple young guys here, Troy Hill. They got Long out of Michigan last year, had a really good combine. Still think you could dip in a corner here for sure. So I would say inside linebacker and corner would be my biggest needs for them to go on the defense. So with that being said, let's get into the kind of outdated but still super necessary 7-round mock draft for the LA Rams. Let's go. So finally getting to make their first selection at pick 52. I have the Los Angeles Rams selecting Jalen Johnson, corner from Utah, 5'11", 195 pounds, one of my favorite corners in this class. He ran better than expected at the combine, 4.50. He's a great zone corner who loves to tackle. Will complement Jalen Ramsey very well. Had great production in the last 2 years at Utah. 70 tackles, 21 pass breakups, and 6 interceptions. Honestly, looking at the Rams depth chart, I did like David Long, the guy that got 3rd round, I think, last year out of Michigan, tested very well at the combine. I think that there could be some upside, especially if he takes big strides in camp this year. But honestly, looking at Jalen Johnson's profile, I would not be shocked if at some point during the season next year, he ends up corner 2 on the outside next to Jalen Ramsey. And that's pretty much the most important thing. For the Rams, a team with kind of a messed up salary cap, they have got to hit on their draft picks, and they don't have premier draft picks. That's how they've been acquiring some of these big-time players, so they have to hit. There's no other way. They are the most susceptible team to all-out tanking, becoming the Jags, unless they draft well. I think all the moves that they made with their limited picks and all the big salary cap, having to trust and believe in young players' contracts, the Rams organization has to believe that every year they're getting 3 to 4 starters, like Legion of Boom era Seattle type drafting. Going to the 3rd round at pick 84, I'm selecting Akeem Davis Gaither, linebacker from Appalachian State, 6'1", 225 pounds. I think immediately Corey Littleton's replacement. ADG brings that safety linebacker ability to the heart of that Rams defense. 2019 Sun Belt Defensive Player of the Year, can cover ground as good as any linebacker in the class. Great in coverage. Really, it's a like replacement for Corey Littleton. So much like Jalen Johnson, trying to fill that mantra of the Rams have got to hit on these picks. I think you can get starting capabilities from Jalen Johnson as a rookie. I think you can get starting capabilities from ADG as a rookie, because he is such a like for like of Corey Littleton. He might even be a little bit better of an athlete than Corey Littleton was. So, third round, he might not be there still in the third round. I'm seeing second, third round as, you know, his ADP for the mock drafts and stuff like that. But I think the Rams can find a way. He might even be the #1 prospect that they think they can get day 2, because he is such an immediate replacement and maybe has more upside than Corey Littleton. And Corey Littleton just went off to the Raiders and got paid big time money. Going to the 4th round, first up at pick 104, I'm selecting Michael Onwenu, offensive guard from Michigan, 6'2", 340. A powerful mauler of a guard who stood at the Senior Bowl, what might have been the best interior lineman at the Senior Bowl. Already brings the violence as a run blocker and will immediately improve the Rams' interior offensive line depth and compete for reps sooner than later. This is a Rams team that took a flyer on Corbett, trading him from the Browns. I don't know what they gave up for him, but they are not satisfied with the interior. You got Blythe, who's solid, but you definitely can look to shore that up. You definitely can look to add some more depth. I mean, you got Denby from Maine. He was kind of a late-round flyer, small school player. Get a guy that's a big-time mauler. And usually, if you're looking for interior linemen that can find a way to stick on and start sooner than later, it's usually guys that are just the badasses that are very strong, that are not going to take a whole lot of time to get up to speed to the strength of the NFL. And I think you get that in Onwenu, and worst case scenario, really, really solid depth to that offensive line, where in reality, they're going to have budget linemen for the foreseeable future to kind of work with that salary cap. Second, 4th round pick at 126, I was selecting Josh Kelly, running back from UCLA, 5'10", 210 pounds, another Senior Bowl standout. Kelly could be the 2020 draft day 2 running back that ends up a starter. I mean, you're looking at that backfield right now. Optimism is high that Darrell Henderson can take another big step out of Memphis, one-hit slasher. But to get that complete running back, the running back that's really solid at everything, they're going to find that in Josh Kelly here in the 4th round. 4.49 at 40 at the combine, 2-year starter at UCLA, 2,300 yards, 24 rushing touchdowns, a do-it-all running back that I like more than any running back in reality on that Rams roster. You got Brown, you got dude from Tennessee, I think it was, Kelly, another Kelly, isn't it? John Kelly, wrestler. Let me get this depth chart up here. Let's stop trying to guess. John Kelly. Yeah, John Kelly. You have Darrell Henderson. You get Malcolm Brown. I like Josh Kelly more than that, and I think long-term, Henderson and Kelly can be your long-term starters, and that is Josh Kelly, not John Kelly. Going to the 6th round at pick 199, I was letting Nick Coe, defensive end from Auburn, 6'4", 280, 3'4" defensive end, had a really big 2018, 13.5 TFL, 7 sacks. He's a very versatile lineman, played edge, played D-line, played linebacker for Auburn, so he kind of can wear a lot of hats, which is great when you're talking about a depth player. I kind of liken him a little bit to Okoronkwo, the 5th round pick out of Oklahoma. But his technique needs refinement. But if Rams can find a way to tap into that 2018 Nick Coe, he would have been probably a 3rd, 4th round pick. But kind of slipped a little bit last year. I think he was one of those guys that was, his versatility kind of worked against him, because it kind of gave Auburn the luxury, like, let's just keep moving around. He never really found that one true position, unfortunately, in 2019. But again, if the Rams can find that 2018 Nick Coe, that's going to be a really good value pick at 199. And then finishing the draft in the 7th round at 234, I was letting Carlos Davis, D lineman from Nebraska, 6'2", 315 pounds. Very impressive combine, like A-tier defensive tackle prospect from an athletic profile standpoint. 4'8", 27 reps of the bench press at 315 pounds. So right now, you're essentially drafting a player, though, in the 7th round that's an athlete who needs to grow considerably from a technique point of view, but it's really hard to ignore that athletic profile with his size. You can play inside at nose tackle. He has the athletic ability to play defensive end. There you go. You got a ball of clay. Mold it how you want. Michael Brockers came back after failing the physical, so it gives you a little bit more depth at defensive end. You're going to assume that front 3 is going to be Brockers, Aaron Donald, obviously, and probably A'Shawn Robinson. Might be Greg Gaines a little bit. But outside of that, a versatile player like Carlos Davis. He's a better athlete than Tanzel Smart. Probably a better athlete than Sebastian Joseph Day. Morgan Fox, who's usually, kind of like a Madden sleeper a little bit. But ultimately, in the 7th round, getting a guy with an athletic profile like that can play anywhere on that front 3, it's a nice little project for the Rams defense to work around. New DC, Staley. Probably would feel a little more confident an old son of bum developing him, but we'll wait and see. So there you go, guys. That is my 7-round mock draft here for the LA Rams. I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, this is pretty much, I don't know, is this the last episode? Buffalo, who is this? We still got Buffalo. We'll be back very shortly, probably tomorrow, with the Buffalo Bills, or maybe tonight. I don't know the order I'm uploading this, but I hope you guys have been enjoying the mock draft series as we get right to the end and we get up to this virtual draft. Jesus, what is that going to look like? Who knows? But as always, if you guys appreciate the videos, appreciate, kind of getting my take on some of these draft players, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I'll be doing live reactions and all that stuff to the draft, especially to the Eagles picks, which usually are a good video for sure. And we'll be doing draft grades and all that stuff as the draft continues. But finally, something football to digest and kind of distract us from everything that's going on in the world. So, that being said, if it's your first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button, smash the like button if you enjoyed. And until next time, it's C4 saying peace